What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Bounce. I'm your host, Slam the Bookie, with my co-host Alpha Dog Bets, and our guest slash co-host, Big Brain Bets. Say what's up, guys. How we doing?
Good. How are you guys doing today? Welcome back to our temporary host for the week, BBB. Glad to have you back, my friend. How are you today?
I'm good. Not a big slate, but I'm excited to dive into it. Recap yesterday's slate. I think we all did pretty good.
Yes, sir. Hey, can we get a little update about how Hefe is doing?
Hefe is doing all right, guys. We spoke with him today. Well, still haven't spoke to him. He isn't talking. He had something done with his throat, but he should be back by Thursday and Friday. He has given us his best bet of the night for today. Ooh. So excited to give you guys that during the best bet segment. But he's doing all right. He's excited to get back here.
Cool, guys. Let's before we get started, as always, special thank you to Pure Wage for sponsoring this show, man. If you guys haven't already, make sure you go follow him. He's the best in the business. And it's a short slate today, so we're going to talk a little longer in the recaps. But overall, we all had a great day yesterday. 2-1. Alpha, did you go 2-1?
Oh, well, I was 1-2 with that Suns debacle at the end.
Oh my God, it was a missed free throw, right, or something?
Two missed free throws in the final 10 seconds. We'll get to that one when we go over the game. Man. I have a lot to say about that.
Let's jump right into the early game yesterday. Celtics versus the Cavs. I myself was pretty heavy on the Celtics. I was really confident in how the line was, and I knew that Celtics was going to cover and win. But it was a little scary first half, a slow start, but they ended up getting it done. It was actually a close game all the way into like the last minute of kind of the game where it came down to free throws. But Celtics ended up covering the -4.5. That's when it closed. I know we all had it, man. How do we feel about that game?
Man, you nailed it perfectly. The first half was extremely stressful, but they played a good second half. They played a really good fourth quarter. They outscored the Cavaliers 33-28, knowing that they won the game by 6. That 5-point gap in the fourth quarter was the difference maker for the spread. So big fourth quarter, which is the opposite of what happened to them last time in this matchup. So good to see they got it right.
Yeah, I didn't end up making an official play on that, I don't believe, but I think I leaned Cavs and everyone else was on Celtics, so definitely took a lean L there. But I looked like a genius being the only one on the opposite side for the first about half of that game. Looked like another just Celtics meltdown of a game where they just don't show up. And luckily for you guys, they showed up because they came in and clean house the second half.
Yeah, man. Ricky Rubio has just been playing great. He had 28 points yesterday, but I mean the Cavs were in the game. They just kind of fell short. But yeah, let's jump right into the next recap. Let's do this one. Kings versus Pistons. I know we talked about it. The Kings were favored on the road, -4.5. Pistons was off a 2-win streak. Cade Cunningham has actually been playing pretty impressive. 25 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, close to a triple-double. But the Kings just dominated. Offensively, they just made everything. And just the Pistons fell short. How did anybody have anything on this game? I know I said lean Kings, but
I laid off this one. Yeah, I laid off this game. This game was decided in the first quarter. I mean, the Kings got off to a 31-12 lead after the first quarter, and they never really gave that up. They won the second quarter by 5. They lost the third quarter, and the fourth quarter was dead even. But they had a 19-point first quarter gap, and they ended up winning the game by 22. That's how it goes. They did a great job of holding the lead. They really never let them get back in the game. So a good performance by the Kings on the road. But yet again, guys, this Pistons team is just – they are not a good basketball team. They're 3-10 on the year, 1-5 at home, and they need a lot of help. BBB, what did you feel about this one?
Yeah, I think you summed that up perfectly. I had said I lean Kings, but it was just a game I didn't want to really touch. The Pistons, they have a lot of young talent. They just haven't been able to translate it into wins yet. They have a bright future. They have a lot of guys like Sadiq Bey and Cunningham, obviously the recent pick, but they just haven't been able to learn to win yet, which that'll come. It's just this is going to be probably a rocky year throughout the year where you see these peaks and flashes where they look like they can be a legit team, and you're going to have the really big downfalls as well. So
For sure. To piggyback off that a little bit, it's tough to bet this team for or against them for the entire year because they have a ton of skilled players, but these skilled players may not be getting it done every night because they're so young and inexperienced. So as you said, we should look for this all year. Well, we'll see glimmers of hope from the Detroit Pistons, but then we'll see some situations where we're kind of like what happened to them here. So I definitely agree with you on that.
All right, boys, let's jump right into the next recap. I know both of you guys were on the Wizards here, minus the 4.5, I believe. Pelicans, they shut up first half. I mean, as always, they always do show up first half, and then they shit the bed the second half. But it was a close inning. Man, what happened at the end? How did we get this cover? I wasn't watching this game.
This was all about the third and the fourth quarter. The Wizards actually gave up a bit of a lead towards the end. The gap shrunk. And the middle of the third to the start of the fourth, the Wizards just went on an absolute tear. I believe the score was 80-70 in the third quarter. The Pelicans were winning. And then by the end of the third, they were up by just a couple points. And the Wizards just came back and fully dominated. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie put in 27, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, another monster game. So the Wizards, they surprised me. I'm going to be honest here. I was talking to BBB, I know, in the middle of this one. We were a little discouraged by the start of this game, but they held tough. They came back, and they got us that win. It was a good performance.
It got scary at the end there, man.
It was scary in the beginning, man. For at least 75% of this game, they were getting blown out by 20.
Yeah, this game was a roller coaster. No one was comfortable with the Wizards ticket the first whole half of this
100%.
game because the Pelicans came out just on fire. They just looked like they were going to run away with it. And you're sitting here thinking, like, man, this is the Pelicans team that's losing to literally anybody and everybody right now. But, you know, they went back to their true form second half. The Wizards came out just went on a huge run. And really, like, the score doesn't really indicate how it was that second half because they were 100%. Up by like 10, 11 points there towards the end. And it looked like they were about to choke away the cover at the end.
A brutal end to that game with the cover. I thought that was going to be a Suns situation. Glad we were able to get that win, though.
Cool. Moving right along. I know Alpha, you probably want to talk about this game. You called it yesterday. Pacers versus the Knicks. We said revenge yesterday for the Knicks. They got it done late. It was a
late
scary.
Again. Late again.
Alpha, you want to talk about the Knicks here?
Yeah, man, it's the same thing we talk about, I feel like, every other day with the Knicks, and we're kind of beating a dead horse here. But they don't play a complete game of basketball. I don't understand. They won the game, thankfully, to a huge fourth quarter by Emmanuel Quickley. I believe he had 8 or 10 points in the fourth. He came up huge, and the Knicks outscored the Pacers 23-10. They won the fourth by 13 points. They won the game by 8. Huge fourth quarter. But, man, as a Knicks fan, let me tell you, watching Julius Randle this year has been painful. He hasn't played a single full game.
He had 11 points yesterday.
He had more shots than points again. I've said this every day. He keeps out-shooting his point total. If you have more shots attempted than points scored, something is wrong. And if he wants to lead this team and be the guy in New York, it has to change because playoff Randle is still here from last year. So it's a little disappointing, but the guys got the win, so that was the only good thing about the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you have anything?
This was a game I laid off. I just am still not touching the Pacers. This was just a weird game. The Knicks have been playing weird. The Pacers are just a horrible team to bet on for me personally. But yeah, I'm just interested to see how Randle adjusts because I mean, it seemed like okay, he just had one bad playoff series. Like this, he can fix this, but he's came out looking the exact same this year, and I don't know.
Exact same.
I don't know how they plan on fixing this because right now he's just a volume scorer that's not scoring. So.
And to me, it seems like, have we been duped? He's played 6 months of good basketball in his career. And since that 6 months has ended, he has been back to his old ways. So time will tell, but very discouraging to see Randle start like this. Absolutely. Slam, I know you're another one of our big resident Knicks fans. What'd you feel about the game last night?
I know I said I leaned Pacers. But yeah, I mean, I had no play on this game, man. It was the Pacers were a great covered team so far. The Knicks were just in need of a win, especially after losing 2 back-to-backs. But great win for the Knicks, man. They played well defensively, and did what they had to do. Hopefully, 100%. Randle has a better game. But yeah, man, let's before we jump right into the next recap, we only got probably 1 or 2 more recaps, guys. But if you haven't, guys, make sure to retweet this video right now on Twitter. If you guys are watching, thank you all for the support. If you haven't already, make sure to follow Pure Wedge. Thank you so much for sponsoring this show. And yeah, once again, guys, we're here Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let's jump right into this game because I know Alpha been riding the hot team here. It's unfortunate that it came down to a free throw, but Suns at the T-Wolves. I know the line was a little fishy. I think it was 3.5, right? Or was it 4.5?
It closed at 4. Me and Big Brain actually collabed this. This was a free play last night. We gave it out at 4. So we were going back and forth watching this game. In the fourth quarter, it looked like the Suns were going to cruise to the cover. They got up about 8 points with about 4.5, 5 minutes left. Then it didn't start going not too well. They gave up the lead. They were able to get it back. And at the end of the game, Devin Booker went 1 of 2 from the line. They got the stop. They got the ball back. And then Jay Crowder also went 1 of 2 from the line. So that 2 of 4 is what cost us at least a push. Should have been a cover, but what can you do? The Suns have been a great team. I'm not going to stop riding this team. They've been really performing, and I think they'll get us some future covers. So tough night to bet on the Suns, but we're not done there with the Suns right yet.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of those where it just felt like it was the right play, just wrong result.
100%.
Without those 2 free throws, we're not talking about this right now. We're just talking about, wow, another great win there. I mean, yeah, the Suns are still on their big win streak, so in their eyes, they don't really care. One thing that I did not understand was I saw a clip of the announcers talking about how they thought Jay Crowder missed it on purpose, and it did sound like someone said it.
They said it, and it made no sense. You could make it a 2-score game from 3 to 4. Why would you miss that on purpose? But
wait, how much time was left? How much time was left?
There was like 1.5.
1 second. 1 second with no
right
timeouts. No timeouts.
Yeah, but the right
just make it a 4-point game.
No,
just make it a 2-possession game.
Crowder jumped at him too and almost.
But he missed it, and
he
missed it, and then the game's over, right?
Yeah, they got a shot. They had a full court shot. If that goes in, it's a tie game. Why not make it a 2-possession ball game where you make the free throw, walk off the court? If you don't foul them, they can't get 4 freaking points. But who am I, right?
Sorry, man. You'll bounce back, bro. No worries.
Confident.
I want to get right into this game. I had the Blazers money line here. Toronto Raptors versus the Portland Trail Blazers. Man, Lillard got announced. Was clear to play last minute. I think the line jumped all the way to like -4.5. It covered -4.5 as of late. Man, this is the Blazers started off slow. It looked like, honestly, the Blazers were not going to cover or be in this game because they were down by like 10, 12, and then all of a sudden, like, the halftime came and they ended up leading by a point after halftime. So they were in the game and they got it done for us. So I was happy about that. I gave out Blazers money line. I don't know if you guys had anything on that game.
I watched the game hoping for your pick to hit. One thing I've noticed about the Blazers, though, very odd. What do you think their home record is? How many losses do you think the Portland Trail Blazers have outright at home this year?
No, they
just give me a guess.
A really good one.
They are. They have
time.
1 loss at home this year. The Portland Trail Blazers are 6-1 at home and 7-8 overall. So what does that tell you guys? That when they're a road team, they're a prime fade. At home, you still got to be careful about the Portland Trail Blazers. But it was a good performance. McCollum put up 29 and 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and they got the job done. I was happy you got that win, Slammy. Big Brain, did you have anything in this one?
No, this was one I laid off as well, just with no Dame, and it was just a weird game. I mean, looked like it was going to get real scary there at the beginning. Raptors jumped out to a big lead in the beginning, and so, yeah, I mean, other than just rooting for Slam there, I didn't have anything on this one.
Absolutely. I was rooting for Slam as well, so at least one of us got it.
Let's get right into the last game, okay? I know all you guys faded me out there. Where's Hefe? I know he's in here somewhere. Comment below.
He's watching somewhere.
You boys took Lakers. I mean, I said DeMar DeRozan, bro. He is hot. I mean, he plays well in his hometown. He went off yesterday, man. Lonzo Ball did work as well.
It wasn't even a game.
It was not even a game. I mean, Davis got threw out. What, for tying his shoe or something? It was
late in the third. He was complaining all night. I mean, the
they
Lakers
were down 20. They were down 20, and the Bulls were just they the Bulls are a good team this year, and I'm excited
Yes, they
to see where they go. DeMar DeRozan is on a mission, boys. I mean, they got it done yesterday, man. I didn't give out Bulls, but I gave it as a lean.
Well, my opinion on the Bulls is what a good team they've been and how strong they've started, and especially DeMar DeRozan, man. Who has a better mid-range game in the NBA like DeMar DeRozan? He looks like 2012 Carmelo Anthony pulling up and hitting 2-pointers, the best to ever do that. All game long, he doesn't hit the three very well. He drives okay, but he is one of those vintage old-style players that will do a step back at the free throw line and kill you with the mid-range game. I love his game. It was a great performance by them. Did think the Lakers were going to pull it out. They just were not up to the task last night. Even at home, they just couldn't get it done. Talen Horton-Tucker had a great game. He dropped 28 points. He had 6 rebounds, 2 assists. But like Slam said, DeMar DeRozan, the kryptonite, 38 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, just buried that team. BBB, you had the Lakers as well, but how did you react to seeing this result?
Yeah, that was a tough one to watch. It was really never even competitive. They just shut down AD. They were triple teaming, and no one could step up for the Lakers. Russell really didn't play that bad at the beginning. His numbers, I think, tailed off towards the end once AD was out because he started just chucking again, and which, in a blowout, I don't really blame him. But he was pretty efficient, actually, to begin the game. It's just nobody else could help out AD. They would triple team him. There's guys wide open in the corner, but if no one else can help you, there's not much you can do there. And the Bulls just looked amazing on offense. There was no really stopping them. That one. At least we didn't have to sweat that one out because that one was over about 10 minutes.
We knew. I went to sleep halfway through the fourth.
Start. But all right, boys. We're gonna go ahead and reset here. That sums up our recaps for yesterday. Short slate today, man. But we got like 13 minutes left of the show. No worries. Going right into the breakdown, boys.
Let's get it.
If you guys are watching this, please retweet this Twitter video, comment, like. Thank you all for the support, as always. Let's jump right into the first game of the slate.
And obviously the best game of the night. It's a great game we're getting.
This one's going to be exciting, man. The Warriors versus the Nets. Line sitting at -3. I think it was at 2.5. Just jumped to -3. Warriors are the Warriors. They're going to be the public favorite, as always. They're public dogs today. It's Curry, the Warriors, if Hefe was here, he's going to be like, oh, they're number one in everything, blah, blah. But
what if I told you? Wait, Slam, 1 second. Hefe's play, by the way, the little secret nugget, we all miss Hefe's nuggets he gives out here, is a pick on this game. Not going to tell you guys till best bets, but it is in this game, and I'm going to tell you right now, it is not anything on Golden State. It's either on the Nets or a total. It could be a total. On the Nets or a total. I'll be dropping that soon for Hefe.
I'm going to say the over.
That's a good guess. It's a good BBB. Knowing Hefe, what do you think his pick would be? What do you think Hefe's pick would be knowing Hefe, BBB?
I'm hoping it's on the over because I love the Warriors today.
We're going to have to find out more about that. Slam, what is your breakdown on this one?
Guys, it's a weird. When I
look
at this line, I'm like, wow, Warriors are dogs. They're getting points +3. KD, Curry, you could say rivals in a way. KD's old team. He's gonna show up, and Curry's gonna show up as well. I want to take the Warriors, but they're just. I don't like backing heavy public plays. You know how I do my bets.
I know it.
I lean to the over in this one. I think points will be scored. I don't trust the Nets defensively, and I think points will be scored. But yeah, no lean on the side, guys. I'm just gonna enjoy the game, but I have a play for the late game. So, you guys like anything in this game, BBB?
Oh, BBB, you go first. I definitely have a play on this game.
All right, I love the Warriors in this spot. Like you said about the metrics, you're like, oh, they're number one in all this. They are. They've played amazing this year. Even without Clay, whenever they get Clay, this team is going to be just a force to be reckoned with because they already are a force to be reckoned with. The Nets, don't get me wrong, they are a great team, and I think they're about even when they're at full strength, but they're not at full strength. The Nets have been doing all right lately, but 3 of their last 4 games have been against bottom dwellers. So blowouts against, OKC, the Pelicans, teams like that doesn't really impress me. Everyone's blowing them out. So the Warriors, on the other hand, they've been playing competitive teams, and they're doing really well also. I think this is a game they win outright, to be honest. So I'll sprinkle on the money line, and I'll be taking the points as well. I think this is a game that the Warriors get up for. It's their type of game.
Wow, yeah.
And there was one time this season where the Warriors were dogs, and it was the game versus the Lakers, and I had that game, and the Warriors ended up winning outright. So I mean, I think it's the second time this season that the Warriors are dogs. So I don't know, man. I might end up taking Warriors with you, BBB. You kind of convinced me there, man. I don't know. I want to hear what Alpha has to say. Then I'll decide. Go ahead, Alpha.
Well, guys, everything BBB just said, throw it out the window. It's the Nets red tonight at home. Big game. KD's getting up for it tonight. The Nets are getting up for it tonight. BBB, expect a call tonight because the Nets are going to take this. And I'm letting it out early. I'm taking the spread. Hefe is on the Nets money line. First time he is fading the Warriors all season. Hefe, our good friend, our co-host, he's not here today, but he is giving us the Nets money line. Lock that in. I'm with Nets as well. BBB is wrong, and Slam said something. So let's go to the next game.
All right, boys, let's jump right into the next game here. We got 76ers at the Jazz. Line sitting at -10. It opened at 8.5, jumped all the way at 10. I think Abibas still out, right, Alpha? No, he's out. Yeah, he's out.
COVID.
This is the second primetime game after the Warriors game. Jazz, man, this is a tough game too. I honestly think it's too many points. I like 76ers plus the 10. With Embiid being out, I still like that. You guys know how I feel about players being out in the NBA. Teams just play better with key players. I don't know what it is. There's people that kind of.
Our good friend Joe's picks would love to hear you say that. Joey absolutely loves that trend. When the star player's out, it's hitting at an insane rate that team ends up winning the game. The guy who comes in steps up, and that's hitting at an absurd rate. I am with you 100%, Slam. I like the Sixers tonight. I also lean the under. Neither of these are my official play. I only have the one official play, which is going to be the Nets tonight. But I do lean the Sixers spread and the under. BBB, what do you see in this one?
I think your analysis throws it right to where I have it tonight. I do lean the 76ers. I think it's too many points. But just like you said, someone always ends up stepping up when that star player goes out. And I think that someone is Andre Drummond. He's only averaging 7 points per game, but that's with Embiid throughout the season. Whenever Embiid has been out, he's hit his points total, I think 4 of the 5 times that Embiid's been out. And so, I mean, it's only at 11.5. He's hit like 17, 16, 15. He's hitting it all the time. He's getting over 30 minutes a game. He's going to have plenty of opportunities. He's got a tough matchup where he could have Rudy Gobert, but if you're not comfortable with that, I think it's a safe bet to go with Maxi's points over as well. I would not take both. I don't like taking 2 points overs on the same team. That's just you're getting.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but I think Maxi's just been in perfect form. We've talked about him before. He's looked amazing this year, especially with all the injuries and stepping up.
I think Maxey's the X factor to this team this year. Until Ben Simmons is back, or until they trade him for Jaylen Brown, or until they trade him for anyone, they need an offensive guard to get them the points. Seth Curry, man, what a year he's had. What a signing he's turned out to be. Seth Curry's been an absolutely lethal shooter, but I do believe the X factor is Maxey. He's more than a shooter. He could drive, facilitate, create, and score. So I'm big on the Maxey train. We'll see what happens tonight with that. Guys, looks like we have one game left tonight. It's going to be the San Antonio Spurs traveling to LA to take on the Clippers. I've been very high on the Spurs and the Clippers. Let's start this one with Slam. What do you think about this game, my friend?
All right, boys. I don't have this is my only official play for the day. I am sitting out Spurs plus the 7.5.
Wow.
To the VIP guys. I'm giving you guys the play today because there's only 3 games of the day. So I like the Spurs here, man. Clippers last home game. It opened at 6.5, got steamed always 7.5. You know how I feel about steam action. I go the other way when the lines get blown up.
You love to fade the steam. Love to fade the steam.
Fade the steam. That's what I do. Murray's been playing great. Johnson's been playing great. Somebody needs to step up to stop Paul George, because Paul George has been playing amazing.
One of the best, if not the best player in the NBA. No,
Yeah,
Steph's not the best, but he's been up there.
He's top 5 this year? I would say he's
So far this season, absolutely top 5.
Top
Might be
5.
even a little higher up until top 3, but just this season, not in the league.
He's the big reason. Yeah, he's the big reason the Clippers got on a really hot run. I mean, obviously they lost the previous game, but they're going to look for a bounce back here. Terrence Mann is questionable, but I look for this young Spurs team to compete tonight. A lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, Clippers bounce back," but I mean, I'm taking the points. I think it's too many, 7.5. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets hooked. So
this one for me currently is a layoff. I don't have any current action that might change closer to game time by monitoring lines and monitoring injuries. But as of right now, this is a layoff for me. BBB, do you have any action in this one?
I won't have any action on this one, most likely. I do lean the Spurs. I think it's too many points. The Spurs, like you said, I've been high on them. They've let me down a couple times, but I still do like this team a lot. And I do think the Clippers are due for some regression. They've been just getting backpacked by Paul George, and I just think they're overperforming a little bit. So I do think, everyone's expecting this bounce back, but I don't know if they're due for the bounce back. I think they're really due for more regression than to continue on this streak that's maybe unwarranted.
I would agree. Quick question, Slam. How is life now that we have no more games to cover? Is getting a little bit louder in Costa Rica where you are? Do you want to tell everyone what you're up to?
Man, I'm in the middle of. I hiked a waterfall today, but so I'm at.
Okay.
I just been posting up at random restaurants, guys, just trying to find Wi-Fi. Yeah, I've been telling my girlfriend, I was like, we should start like a Instagram called Chasing Wi-Fi, because everywhere I've just been looking for Wi-Fi to get to you guys, man. But luckily the Wi-Fi is good here. I was able to, have a good show with you guys. But I'm back. I'm back in the States in 2. I'm back in the States in 2 days, man. And Costa Rica has been good to me. But I'm excited to go back. So
we're excited to get you back, Slammy. To get the non-laggy Slammy back. The people miss it. We miss it. We can't wait for you to come back. I'm glad you had a great trip, my friend. That'll do it today for Off the Bounce, guys. We're here Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 5.
Bets real quick?
Yes. So for best bets, guys, the only play I'm on is the Nets spreads. Hefe is on that as well. BBB, what is your best bet for the night?
My best bet is the Warriors.
Okay, he's going to lose. Slam, what is your best play for the night?
Money
3.5, sprinkle on the money line.
Sprinkle a little.
Take the Nets. Slam, what do you want tonight, my friend?
Yeah, you guys already know. Spurs plus 7.5. Leans, Warriors, Nets over.
This is best bets, bro. This is best bets, bro. We don't need the leans. We
no
need
leans. Sorry, it's a short slate. I thought I'd give him some leans. All right, boys.
Give it. All right, guys. Let's get out of here. Slam, kick it off and thank Pure Wage.
Guys, thank you, Pure Wage, for sponsoring the show once again. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. As always, we're back tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't, guys, retweet this video, comment, like, show some love, man. We put in a lot of hours researching and planning out the show for you guys, man. So we're happy to do it. Just show us some love back, man. It means a lot. Thank you, guys, and see you guys tomorrow.
Let's go, Knicks.